Eventually, you soon see the shadows of a distant town. You know this to be Mosswood. You've been there before. It's not too far from Grindlewood, but it is its own separate thing. That's where all the tall people are. And, you know, they're fine, I guess, but...
The tall ones.
They're not as fun. Mosswood, from what you can tell from here, doesn't seem to be burnt, which is strange. But that doesn't seem to be where you're going. Julia leads you past Mosswood and further into the thicker part of the forest. It almost gets crowded by all the bushes and trees in here.
Are there people in the town?
There are people in the town, but from her distance she can't see.
Okay.
And it's also late. Most people are in bed.
Uh-huh.
Julia turns to you as you get to the thicker part of the forest, and says, "The lady in the mask said this place is like super duper secret and super sacred, so don't break anything or take anything, okay?"
Kick.
Sure. You got it, kid. Not gonna touch a thing in here. Nope, not me.
I trust you completely. Julia pulls back the vines and leaves of a willow tree, not unlike a curtain. And
Ooh, fancy.
within is something very shiny. So shiny, in fact, it takes you a moment for your vision to adjust before you realize you are in a grove now that is riddled with magic. Just doused in it. There are more benign spirits, sort of like Julia, but they're just sort of drifting in this space, or maybe making small interactions with animals but not really saying anything. Maybe just like pretending they can pet them.
Oh, I'm so sad. It's like, wow, a dog.
All of them are also barely humanoid anymore. They look closer to like bedsheet ghosts. Like they don't really have much of a form.
Yeah.
They're more of a fog of something that once was an energy. But the animals seem pretty at peace with them. They seem to have like this sort of symbiotic relationship. The trees are all sort of weeping and hunched over, like it's a lot of willow trees, but they're all sort of forming almost like a circle, like a natural circle. And there are some parts where the water is ground level, and in these small pools they almost look like galaxies because they're reflecting the night sky and the stars.
Mm-hmm.
It's very pretty.
Very pretty.
There are massive roots of these willow trees that are sort of being used as bridges because they're so thick.
I want to live there.
Yeah, right?
Julia uses them as bridges, even though she's ghost, she doesn't technically have to, but she seems to be mimicking skipping over these roots like they're not wet and dangerous to be skipping across.
Before I investigate further,
yes,
I'm gonna look over my shoulder again.
You look over your shoulder again, and for the briefest moment, you definitely see that mask in the far distance again, and then it just goes
I kind of
behind the tree.
I kind of feel better if it were closer, honestly.
Yeah.
That's why it's scary. It's very Slenderman, like, in the background. So, I forgot to tell you what the big shiny thing was.
Tell me what the big shiny thing is.
So there's this big circle of trees, right, sort of protecting this grove with all these living things and undead living things. Some of those ravens are now hopping between the roots, watching both you and Julia and Andromeda and Poppy curiously. Wow, this is such a strange band of things. But the big shiny thing, Paeris, it's a big shiny tree.
Oh.
With almost navy and dense bark, this tree almost looks like it was made from the night sky, just plucked out of the night sky. And
So
some
cool.
parts of its bark are broken and split, but not in an unnatural way. And in these splits is a milky opalescence of veins of sap. And in the opening of this willow tree canopy, the moon shines directly onto this tree, which is what makes its leaves glow with such a brilliant whiteness. I said my words backwards, and then I was like, that's not how I formed the sentence. You might not know much about magic, or the arcane, but you know that this tree is 100% magical, and it is probably connected to the moon in some way.
So when I look at it,
Uh-huh.
I turn back around to look at it after I've finished looking at the spooky lady at a distance.
Who's looking at you?
Who's
from
looking
a
at me?
distance?
He looks at me, and
I
I look at him.
He looks at me.
And I take my goggles I have on my head,
Mhm.
and pull them over my eyes. It's just basically like sunglasses. Just trying to...
It is still super shiny.
Super shiny.
It's
still
almost like irresistible.
okay, it's irresistibly shiny. I'm
Touch
gonna
it.
have to go up to
You're
it.
gonna have to touch it.
I'm gonna be really, really conspicuous about this. As conspicuous as I can possibly be. Inconspicuous is the word I'm looking for.
I was gonna say, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch the tree!
Well, Julia seems to be walking towards the tree anyway.
Okay, so I'm definitely following her.
You're following her to
I'm-
the tree. Andromeda is ahead of you guys and starts going straight to the base of this tree and starts running in like doggy circles.
Mhm.
And the faster she goes, the more she just looks like a blur. It's kind of like the dogs from Song of the Sea where they go.
Yes.
Julia gets to the base of the tree and starts searching through her satchel. And you realize she has a satchel of things. And those things are shiny too. You're gonna have to roll a Constitution saving throw to
Yes,
keep
I
from
am.
stealing the things in the satchel.
Yes, I am gonna have to do that. 15 plus nothing.
Left 15?
Mm-hmm.
That makes it.
Yes.
So you resist the urge to steal the things.
I'm
Julia
like
produces-
sweating at this point, just like vibrating with the urge to not go absolutely insane.
I did. And Julia, finally, produces a lilac-colored marble, and turns to you and says, "Are you ready to meet your new friend?"
I'm gonna have to roll Constitution again.
I love how you said that in character. What? Breaking the fourth wall.
Okay, hold on. Oh God!
You have no modifiers for Constitution.
Okay, never mind. It's a 5.
Okay.
Ouch!
You should probably still pull up your
Yeah,
trivia.
I'm trying to remember where I put it. There it is. Okay.
Okay, cool. I don't think you have a... No, you don't. So it's a 5.
Mhm.
All right, roll sleight of hand.
Okay, here we go.
At disadvantage because she sees you.
Okay. 8.
Roll it again.
Can it really get worse than that?
16.
8.
8.
Disadvantage.
So you go, try to steal it from her, and she's like, "What are you? No!
What?
You can't have this!
Was I trying to take it just now?
Yeah! Stop that!" And she goes to, like,
Oh.
smack your hand,
Oh.
but, like, it's that wet jello-y feeling.
Oh.
I'm just picturing it making a noise like.
It's, like, sort of a mix of wetness and, like, mist. So it's like...
I'm gonna like full on tuck my arms behind my back and just like what? Yeah, there we go.
No, we're gonna need those later.
I'm not. For what?
We're gonna dig
You're
it
gonna
out.
need my arm. Oh, okay, I get it.
Gonna pull him out of your sides!
You're funny. She tosses the marble into the air just as she did with you. And in sort of more like starlight sparks rather than like fiery embers, this becomes something more than a marble. It becomes a sort of humanoid shape with braids in its silhouette, and then it slowly starts to descend into this sort of wet soil.
Oh no.
Give me
I'm damp.
give me just a I'm damp. I can't. Oh.
That was a lovely entrance.
So as it sinks into the wet dirt in the roots, Julia turns to you and goes, "Quick, dig!" And between you, her, and Andromeda, you're all digging. Roll me an athletics check to see how well you do in digging.
God.
Strength.
11.
Plus
Strength.
+1.
plus 1. Alright, so 12. Let me see how they do.
What if they do bad? Do I just stay there forever?
No, it's to see who gets you out first.
Oh, weird.
Who's the first face you see? Oh, that's fitting. Okay.
Is it my dog? Fuck yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
So you're all digging, and Andromeda's making way more headway than the rest of you, even though Andromeda is a ghost.
Yeah.
So they're
Paeris is just having a bad
she's
day.
just doing double time. Elleanna,
Yes.
everything is so vivid it hurts.
Oh.
The pain in your arm, your legs are still burning from running so hard. You still see your mother and father slain in the kitchen, but it's a very brief and almost stabbing flash. Their eyes open in a frozen terror is sort of the close-up you get. And you feel what snaps you out of this is your sister's vice grip on your hand as she leads you to safety. Everything is sort of a blur and a mess, but you know you're just shaking from the cold that is sort of seeping and taking over your body, and also the fear. You know it's too late. You know it as you lay under this tree together. Her lilac eyes are now pink from tears. No, Ellie, you can't give up. No, don't you close those eyes. As she's crying out to you, her words start to become muffled, and your focus goes from her face to something behind her. Sort of like a looming presence that you're sort of magnetized to. It is a pale face. No, that's a mask. It doesn't have eyes. And somehow, again, on this sort of cellular level, every part of you recognizes and knows what this figure is. You know it's death. And as your blood leaves you, you start to feel a strange sense of peace. Peace knowing that this is inevitable now, and that all there is left to do is to let go. What is the last thing you said to your sister?
Shit, man, I don't know.
I'll give you a minute.
She probably says, like, sorry.
No.
No, don't, what are you sorry for? No, don't leave! Ellie! And you just hear her shriek your name as you sort of become swallowed in darkness. And you hear your name echo in your head, and it morphs into a more, Miss Ellie! Miss Ellie, we're coming to get you!
Yeah, wake up, whoever this Ellie person is.
And it is very different voices you don't recognize. Everything is wet and cold, and you feel roots have contorted themselves around your body.
Jeez, how long have I been dead? The fuck?
80 years. But we'll get there.
Well, that's not that long, actually. I'm a fucking...
Yeah, you're an elf. It means nothing.
Never mind. Time is an illusion.
And, you know, you feel these roots have contorted themselves around your body, but as you start to, like, move and try to, like, maneuver yourself through the wet dirt, the tree seems to realize that you're waking up and starts to politely move out of your way and slither its roots away from you, almost freeing you from their grasp, and it helps the dirt to sort of fall away and make a cavern.
A push up would be nice.
It starts at this, it goes, you hear a very deep hum that almost resonates with the ground in response, but it's a pleasant hum. It's not a scary one. Ooh. And you just feel like underneath your shoes, like this little boost, and you realize the roots are pushing you closer to the surface, and you start to hear the bark of a dog you know to be dead. And accidentally, out of excitement, Andromeda falls through the dirt into this cavern, and like almost in a slow-mo anime moment goes like towards you, like
Andy.
Oh. And you are reunited, and she is
sweet puppy.
She's not soft and warm anymore.
Oh, that's okay, me neither.
She's wet and slimy. You're both wet and slimy. She's like nuzzling into you, even with the very like base of like what is left of her. She's like coiling around you and whimpering. Baby. Like she's been waiting for this moment. And
being an elf with a dog must be fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Paeris, you watch. Oh no, Jesus! I didn't think about that. Paeris, you watch with Julia as slowly, almost angelically, like this person is lifted from the dirt, holding a ghost dog. Elleanna, would you like to describe your character?
Sure.
Oh, and we didn't get to actually describe your physical character traits, so you guys can both do that together. You first.
Oh, it's okay. You go first, because you were already a thing.
Okay.
I'm still becoming corporeal.
So I am very small.
Very small.
Very handsome.
Very handsome. They, them pronouns, right? I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Fuck.
It's okay. It's okay.
I was going to ask that, and then the conversation moved on, and I forgot.
It's okay. Yeah, Paeris is very small and has like this kind of tan-colored skin. It's like a very rich brown color, a little bit on the lighter side, and exactly. And their hair is short, very short, and has like a buzz cut underneath. It's very light teal, is what I've decided. Yes. So,
that's a throw.
Yeah. And then they have these very beautiful amber eyes and, kind of like elfin features. Like they're always up to no good.
It's very impish.
Yeah, impish, exactly. And just kind of like a mischievous look overall. And it's just very, has a big, like, kind of almost triangle silhouette because of their like cape hood thing. Mm-hmm. And you can you can't see their arms, just their legs.
What kind of cape hood thing is this? What color?
Very dark emerald. You can tell it has like a little pin kind of holding it up on one side that's in the shape of a bird. It's like a little golden thing. It's probably like the most expensive thing they own.
Oh.
But nobody can steal it from them.
Steal it. Yeah, that's wonderful. Now we can go to you. I should also mention, because it was in my notes and I forgot to describe it, your face is being licked by Andromeda as well, and it is ectoplasm saliva.
Wow, this is gross. Man, I wish I had something to put it in.
Well, maybe you do. Do you have like a herbalism kit? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can put it in that.
Okay. She's gonna like scrape it off and be like, yeah.
You're all a bunch of gremlins. I love it.
this, yeah.
Science! Anyway. Okay. What's next?
Describe yourself.
Oh, okay.
Your appearance and cuteness.
Oh, okay. So Ellie, she looks pretty drow to you. She's got very dark, like, sort of purple-blue skin, and white hair, and pink eyes. And she's got big old glasses.
They're so cute.
And they're really thick. And she's just definitely useless without them. Her hair's in braids. She's big on layers. There are multiple sweaters going on. Let's see, what else?
How tall is she? Because this is a competing factor.
Okay, well, drow are usually pretty short. She's probably like no
5'2"?
taller than 5'2" or 5'3".
Yeah.
Still probably climbable.
Assessing your surroundings.
She's got very like thin features.
Love it.
Yeah, she's sort of
What kind of clothes? Well, we saw in the picture.
lots of layers and sweaters.
Very cute. Cottagecore vibes.
Yes, and she looks like the kind of kid that would get like beat up in elementary school. She's just like throwing that sort of like weird kid, timid vibe.
Despite all that, Paeris is like looking up at her and is just like trying to definitely puffing their chest out a little bit and trying to like act
Assert
tall.
dominance.
Just like assert very small dominances. Just
Ellie
like,
just lets you have that dominance and just kind of like
Holds her puppy.
holds her puppy.
it's just like, oh,
Hi.
hello.
This is
How's it
very
going?
Dorothy Wizard of Oz.
Fine, I guess.
I'm Paeris. Nice to meet you.
I'm Elleanna. Ellie's fine
Elleanna.
though. Elleanna's kind of long.
I'm Julia.
Elleanna, Julia.
Is it
Paeris?
morning? It looks like it's nighttime.
Well, you woke up, so I figured it was the nice thing to say is good morning.
That is very polite.
She thinks about this for a long minute. I guess.
Well, good morning.
She's just looking at the sky.
The sky is very pretty tonight. Very clear skies. The moon is at a brilliance you only remember from childhood.
It's telescope time.
It's very much a telescopy night, but there are no... Oh, you bring out a telescope and you're looking?
I have one.
Oh no.
I just have one.
Oh no, how shiny is it?
Are
Not that shiny.
Okay, good.
It's kind of a
do you
piece-
wanna-
it's a
do you
piece
wanna
of shit.
Do you want to roll nature for me?
Oh boy.
Only if you want those things.
16.
Your father would have said this was a night of gods.
Ooh.
We all write that down.
Suddenly notes. Your father would have said this is a night of gods. This is a night where the veil between mortals and other planes seems to thin, sometimes dangerously so. They used to say that you should stay at home and go to bed early in fear of coming across demons and monsters from other planes of existence. But tonight just seems too nice for that. And the sky just looks so brilliant.
So hold on a second. Are you a drow, by any chance?
Well, halfway.
Halfway.
My father was drow. My mother was a high elf. I just
Interesting.
got a lot of drow, I guess. I don't know. My sister isn't... We don't look alike. Or didn't. She's confused. How long ago? She looks at the sky again.
I bet the lady in the mask could tell you.
Is she here?
Oh, she's around.
She was quite
Do you
nice
know
at
her?
the end.
Oh, right. I guess we both do.
She's very nice.
Oh yeah, Ellie's gonna like look at her arm and be like, "Oh,
Oh yes. Real quick.
oh."
Real quick. Let me talk about that.
I think she probably didn't realize until right now, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
I also didn't realize until right now.
What's going on
I
with
meant
the
to
arm?
mention this, but I got too excited
That's
talking
how she
about your
died.
dog.
Your dog is very
So
cute.
you realize that Elleanna has a nub on one arm. Is it from here down?
Sure.
Yeah, from like the forearm down, or
No,
is this the forearm?
the
The bicep
top.
down,
Yes.
mid bicep down is nub.
Nubby.
And as you notice this, Ellie, you realize that the tree is starting to move, which did not do much from your memories of the tree. It used to do like little games with you and your sister, but right now it's much bigger than it used to be, first off.
Ooh.
And second of all, it is moving with a sort of fluidness. It's almost like the bark is just like flexible.
Pretty.
Is Ellie's arm like bleeding or something?
No, it's just a nub.
It's just a
Like it's closed up. So the tree seems to respond to this mention of or attention to your arm, and you've always felt a connection with the tree, but now it feels different. Perhaps it's because before your body rematerialized as it did this evening, your body probably gave it nutrients and life.
I am tree.
So now it seems to want to repay the favor for helping it grow. It pulls you closer to its trunk with like very gentle, like mother willow branches.
Okay.
And it seems to be leading you closer to the trunk. And there seems to be a little knot in the tree that you've always known and used to be smaller, but now it's larger. And in the hole is pearlescent, and you feel the tree sort of push you closer to the nub, or the knot in the tree, and it seems to open a little bit, and you realize you could put your nub in the knot.
I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do it?
I'm gonna
Alright.
do it. I found the plot.
It literally brought you there, but... What was that, Milori?
No, I was making a joke. I said, not per Nikki.
Yeah. Have to flip my whole body around.
It isn't painful. If anything, it feels like someone is giving you a massage where it's been sore for ages.
Paeris is like, what am I witnessing?
Yes, this is very strange from your perspective.
Ellie's
probably.
kind of like same.
This is weird. And as you pull your nub back out, an arm materializes, and is pearlescent and white and milky, and it's very pretty. And as you sort of wave it in the air, like little moonlit sparks fly from it for a moment. But then as you keep sort of messing with it, it starts to get a little more stiffer and less like noodly.
Paeris definitely comes over kind of like a cat, like really big eyes. It's like
You know you can't touch it, but it's tempting.
tries to anyway.
It starts to form very slowly like navy bark, and your arm becomes more like solid and navy and tree-y. However, there's still like those milky white veins and slits in the bark, especially around like joints like your wrist and things. But it all looks natural, like it's supposed to be that way. And then you realize that the rhythm of your heartbeat has changed.
Ooh.
But it's like at a more steady pace now. And you also feel this pulse in your chest from somewhere else. It's like you have two pulses, and the second pulse is from the base of the tree. And you realize that you and this tree now have a sort of shared heartbeat situation. You are now forever connected to this tree. What that means, you don't quite know.
Ooh.
You've never heard of this happening before. In fact, it probably isn't even on record.
You grew an arm!
Thank you.
And the tree just sort of like goes, and like all the leaves do a thing.
Wow. You were much tinier before. You're big now. But I'm glad, because we took care of you. So,
Is this tree talking?
I don't know.
It's sort of like, you sort of feel things rather than hear things. You feel like a contentment. Julie goes, well, this is weird.
Yeah,
Kind of cool, though.
I agree.
Can I get a tree body? No, bad Julia. You're supposed to go to bed like a good girl by the sunrise. She reminds herself.
Do I have to do that too?
No,
Oh, okay.
Will,
you get a second chance.
will something
do
happen
what?
to you if you don't go to bed soon?
I might start forgetting.
Okay. Where do we need to take you for you to go to bed?
Well, we got 2 more friends to find. And then I'll be all done, and the mass lady will be so proud of me.
Oh.
Should probably say thanks to her too.
Yeah,
You'll
we
get
should.
a chance.
Okay.
I love these two different character interactions.
I'm just holding my dog.
At this, there's suddenly a small, strange chirp in the air. And you guys notice, even through like all the glistening prettiness of this like grove, it's very like that scene in Maleficent with all the shiny things. There is a ghost-like wisp that flies towards all of you, and it is now floating in front of you. Upon closer inspection, it definitely looks like a flying squirrel.
Wow.
And Julia sort of gasps.
Do those live around here?
No.
I've never seen one in real life before. Well, is this real life?
Yes.
I had a squirrel once.
I'm writing that shit down.
I had a squirrel.
I had a
once.
squirrel once.
Right underneath, I'm damp.
Hold on, I need to write this shit down.
No, I'm damp.
Oh no, I'm dead. That one was spectacular.
Someone needs to say that during sex. Please. Oh no, I'm dead.
I thought you meant I had a squirrel once for a second. Why?
As you're writing, someone just like, you know,
I had a squirrel
once.
And then they make the anime noise. They're like, Milori's like, I'm gonna hang up.
I love this.
Brilliance.
But Julia, realizing this is a flying squirrel, goes,
Mr. Pete Moss.
Peat moss.
Mr. Pete Moss.
Pete Moss.
You can
Oh,
preserve a body in peat moss.
I did not know that.
well, that makes sense for what we're about to do next.
Okay.
and Mr. Pete Moss starts to lead the way out of the forest. And Andromeda follows in tandem.
Oh,
And then looks at you like, you coming? You can go.
do we go? Do I go?
We're going!
Okay.
Paeris
going.
waits for Elleanna to leave.
Yeah.
Got it right.
I'm
Okay.
just sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna say at
follow.
this point, you're in charge of Poppy now.
Yeah.
I'm still in charge of Andromeda for just a little bit longer.
Cool.
He's just chilling on my
or
shoulder.
actually, no. You can be in charge of
Oh, it's okay.
Andromeda.
You can. If you,
Um,
well, if you need him.
I don't
her.
think I
If
do.
you need her.
I think we're fine. I'll let you know if I change my mind.
Okay.
You
You can just have her. Just I won't ask questions.
Sorry, I'm looking at my notes.
Guess it's time to wake up our next friend. Wakey, wakey.
And Julia starts like singing and skipping behind them. You guys follow.
I'm gonna hold up the back.
Ellie's just looking at the sky.
The sky is very pretty. It is very nice. Though you do occasionally trip on stuff. But
She probably would have done that anyway. So you know what?
Paeris is kind of like following behind her, just being like,
spot check.
"Oh, you're fine. Yeah, just make sure."